Sup, Plickers, and welcome to a Better Call Saul recap. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And we'll be discussing Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Here goes the video. I'm not recording this again. That's it. To start it off,
Yeah?
what did you think of Better Call Saul Season 3?
I love the whole season.
This is my favorite season, I think, of Better Call Saul.
You know, it's funny because obviously I like it better than you.
Yeah, it's when I was actually... Season 1 and 2 I liked, but like when it's one of those shows when it's on, it's like, oh, I don't want to watch Better Call Saul right now. There's something else I could do on a Monday. And then it'd be on, like, oh, that was good. But then, like, this season, every Monday I look forward to watching it.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I was going to say, the few episodes in, you decided to rewatch all of Breaking Bad. So you
I finished Breaking Bad. See, the thing to me, though, is, like, it made me want to watch Breaking Bad because they introduced Gus and stuff like that this season. Yeah. And I watched Breaking Bad, and it made me really like the Better Call Saul again, because I'd see things in Breaking Bad that I was like, oh, they hinted at that in Saul, and I got to see all the little things like that.
Yeah.
So Breaking Bad made Saul better.
I could see that.
So, like, yeah, if you're even thinking about, oh, maybe I should watch Breaking Bad, I definitely would, because it made me appreciate Better Call Saul a lot more.
I don't know when
Because you told me, because he listens to, they do a Better Call Saul podcast after every episode. The creators ever do a podcast,
which I didn't listen to this week.
Maybe
yeah, I know.
But they had an editor take every scene that Saul was in Breaking Bad and edit it like together so they could watch before they made the show. And then he said that he just told me it was an episode, but in the very last episode of Breaking Bad, when they have that guy that can like make them disappear, Saul says to the guy, I don't know if he says it to the guy or says it to Walt, but he says, if I'm lucky, in 6 months I'll be running a Cinnabon down in like Montana or something.
Yeah, Nebraska.
Which is funny because
Nebraska.
Because that's how Better Call Saul starts. So it's funny, like you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, he is doing that, but then that makes me think like, oh, because when you watch Better Call Saul, you see that you kind of feel bad for me, like, oh, that's what his life led to. But then I watch that scene, and I'm like, oh, so is this his plan? Like, is he planning just to run this for a little while, then he's gonna pick up like some kind of new business?
Yeah, but
especially because like they keep usually when they have little teases like that, like they tease Walt like in the beginning of all the things of Breaking Bad, him like in the future or whatever, and he's making the gun and all that, like where that's gonna lead to. It makes me wonder if that's part of his plan or anything like that.
Well, like what I like about it is that you know where it's going, but you don't know how it's getting there.
Yeah, and like, cause like if you told me that he started being Saul to make TV commercials,
right?
I would have like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I like. So Kim had that accident in the last episode.
That surprised me. I was sitting here watching, and I was like, oh, she's driving. I was like, wow, they're kind of on her for a while. What's gonna? Boom! I was like, oh fuck.
Oh really? Mom's like, oh, is she gonna get in an accident? Like,
really?
Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, maybe. Like, I didn't even see it coming. But so I thought she was gonna make. I thought she's gonna hold Jimmy responsible. She's gonna be like, you know, I'm working too hard, trying to like keep us together or whatever. I just thought she was gonna blame him.
Yeah.
He's blaming him, like not her. Like I totally didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I did see his brother being an asshole coming.
Fuck, I hate his brother. Spoilers. I don't know why you're watching this if you haven't seen it, but thank God he's probably dead.
I like how you said probably. Yeah, I think.
Well, because they said I watched Talking Saul, and they said they haven't.
I didn't watch that.
They haven't even started thinking about season 4.
Yeah, they do that. They do that.
But they said they don't know if he's dead, and they said even if he is dead, he's not off the show. But obviously he won't be in it as much. But like
like flashback
or whatever. I hate him. He's the most annoying character.
No, I don't like his character at all. I mean, his character's just an asshole. And then he turned after he lost to Jimmy, and Jimmy made him look like an idiot. He went against Hamlin, and like who was the only guy like
the only guy with him, which is funny because that guy was on I can't think of his name. The Hamlin guy, what was his first name, whatever. He was on Talking Saul, and he said, like, in his character's eyes, like, he's doing everything right, and, like, he's, like, trying to help everybody, and he's like, who are these fucking crazy people keep coming into my life and trying to ruin my business, and I'm just trying to help all these people out. And he says that's why he finally, he got the breaking point. He's like, you know what, he wants to try to fuck me over and sue me. I will sell my house before I ruin this company. So that's why he does that, and that's why, like, it's done, because he can't get money. His point was to get back in the company by suing him, but he's like, no, I'm gonna give you money, so then there's no fucking way you can ever come back. Which it made me like his character more seeing him talk on Talking Saul.
Oh, see, he's been on that podcast I listened to a couple times, and I already like.
Oh, really? Yeah, and then Nacho was on there too. And
who's my favorite character?
Yeah, I like him too.
Nacho by far.
I would love to see a Nacho and Mike spinoff.
You can't do a spinoff of a spinoff.
Yeah, plenty of people have done it. But he was on there talking. He was at that point, when when Threeko, that's Hector Salamanca for you guys that don't know.
You still call him Threeko?
Yeah. But when he fell over and has a heart attack or whatever, and Gus goes and helps him, he says in his mind he realizes like he sees Gus's weakness, that like Gus wants to be the one to kill him, and like he knows that Gus runs that chicken place and if he tells and all that stuff, he's saying all his plan. I'm thinking, oh, well, they probably told him that. I was like, that's gonna end up being like why he's not on Breaking Bad and shit. Because he's gonna try to like fuck. Because he says like you really don't want Gus on your bad side, and they kind of hinting that Gus and him might be villains in the next season.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't like where that's heading because I don't want him to die.
Yeah, it doesn't. It can't be good for Nacho.
Yeah. Especially because in the beginning, the first thing Saul ever says is it wasn't me, it was Ignacio.
Yeah.
So I feel like all that's gonna tie together.
It has to. Well, like I was doing something and I was looking at memes and there was one where, and it was totally random. I put in Saul, and it was a GIF, and it was Jimmy, but Saul talking to Walt, and he goes, "I once made a girl think I was Kevin Costner," and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." Oh wait, because it was from Breaking Bad, but that happened in Saul, and I just Saul. But no, I never caught it the first time I watched it. It took that to make me realize.
See, that's why I like watching Breaking Bad, because the little shit he says like that, you're like, oh, I saw that and saw. And like it's funny because sometimes you can just say it's because they made Breaking Bad before, but because the character, he's kind of lying a little bit, like he tweaks what really happened.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that they do that.
Oh, like he was like embellishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So do you think next season, or like, do you think we're gonna see Walt and Jesse soon in Better Call Saul, or do you think we won't see them until the finale?
I don't think we'll see them.
Because they said we'll see them eventually at some point. I mean, I'm hoping we do see them soon, but like I don't want them to be. I don't want them to be big things on the show.
It's probably not gonna go more than 5 years.
What I think would be cool though is like, you know how Walt had him and can't think of his name, that big black guy that works for him now, kind of. He's with the battery and his brother. Walt had him take the rice and cigarette from Jesse. If like say it gets to the point where he has his Saul office and he's in there, you see Walt come in and tell him that shit. But then Walt and Jesse are off doing their thing, and we get to see him like, all right, so when Jesse comes in, you gotta take the cigarette, do that stuff, like see Saul's side of some of the Breaking Bad stuff.
But they got a lot of years. I think to jump ahead to get there.
Yeah, which they keep saying when they're on like Better, or when they're talking Saul and stuff like that they want to jump ahead and get to that, but then they want to write the stuff in the middle. Yeah. But like you said, I don't see them going on more than 5 years. So
I don't. I think eventually that's just my personal opinion, but like
I'm hoping eventually they get to that, because I think that'd be cool. Because like that was the original pitch too. Is they said that, well, part of the original pitch is that it'll tell you how Saul became Saul, but then also what he was doing when Walt and Jesse and Mike and all them were doing their things. Yeah. Like what he was doing.
Well, I mean, it shows what he was doing when Mike's doing his thing already.
Yeah, like when he's getting friends with Gus.
Yeah.
And like I wonder, because we saw Gus and we saw him go scope out the laundromat place and stuff like that, I wonder if we're gonna see that cook that Jesse killed. Yeah. And like see him kind of teach him into being like that ways and stuff like that. Because we got to see what's her face.
We already met Crazy 8, who's not quite.
He's not even crazy yet.
He's just 8.
I really like that scene. I don't know how many episodes ago it was, when he pays him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have all the money, but I'll get it to you next week." And Nacho's like, "Oh no, it's fine." And then he leaves, and then Threeko's like, "Does he work for you or do you work for him?" And he's like, "Motherfucker!" And then you just hear him beating him up. Yeah. Like it shows like, because Nacho's such a good guy. Yeah. But then it's like it's crazy because that's not at all how that character would have acted in Breaking Bad. Crazy 8. Right. So it's cool seeing all that.
Yeah. Well, he got the shit beat out of him for not having it, and then he learns that you got to be a badass to.
So do you think, when season 4 starts, or leading in, or a little bit into season 4, that Threeko is going to be in the wheelchair being like, ding, ding, ding?
You would think.
Or do you think that they just kind of tease us that he tried to kill him, and then that it really is Hector that put him in it? Or not Hector, it really is Gus that put him in it and stuff like that.
You know, it might just be, you might be right. It might just be a tease where Gus.
Because we're like, oh, this is what happened. Got him in the. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah. You like we said,
we know where it leads, but don't know how it gets there.
Yeah, like so. I mean, who knows? Maybe somehow he blames Gus for it.
It could be because he hates Gus even at that point.
See,
why is he here?
I didn't watch Talking Saw.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you think they might be against each other next season.
From what he was saying, it was like, oh, now Nacho knows Gus's secret and Gus knows Nacho's because like.
See, I think they're gonna work together. Because
see, that scares me even more because I saw Gus cut that guy's throat, so I don't want Gus to be like, hey,
the
Nacho.
guy that you didn't even remember.
Yeah, it's true.
Victor.
I think that was his name. Yeah.
So, remember when Hector came into the chicken place and was like throwing shit around and stuff?
Yeah.
Gus and Nacho exchanged a look then when they walked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they exchanged so there's been a couple times where they exchanged looks like that. And I don't know. It feels like Nacho's gonna come to him or he's gonna come to Nacho. Something.
Do you?
I mean, he's not watching him yet because Mike already checked his gas cap.
Yeah. Oh, they mentioned that though too. That that Nacho's starting to figure things out because like Mike said that stuff to him and he went and checked his gas cap and all that stuff. So he mentioned that like he's starting to put everything together about like everybody.
Well, and Michael Mando, who's Nacho, he's a really good actor because like
you should watch Orphan Black one because it's a really good show. But I think he's in the first 2, maybe 3 seasons. But like a bunch of crazy shit happens to him and he just keeps coming back because he's in love with one of the clones in the show. But I love his character in that.
Oh, I mean, just because you told me he's in it, I kind of want to watch it.
Like I think he's in from like the 2nd episode on. But I love him in that show too.
Like there's times where he doesn't even say anything, but the look on his face, you just know what he's thinking, and it's just like like when Hector said that, he's like, "Who works for who?" And he's like, and like who can't do that? But like it's little things like that. When he was putting the pills in the thing, and he's all sweaty.
That's crazy how good the people that make this show are at like this things that most shows would be like, oh, he did that, he put the money in there and threw it in the guy's bag.
Yeah, they show him practicing.
But they spent like probably a half hour total him setting up to try to kill that guy.
Yeah.
And they do it so interesting. It's crazy. Like.
And then that was the second time he took the fucking pills.
I know when he did the first time and like nothing happened for a while, I was like, did like Nacho switch him back? Like what the fuck happened?
I didn't get
but
that.
But then it happened later on when they're at the scene and everybody was there. I was like, oh, something's gonna happen here.
Yeah. Like
at first, I was so afraid when Nacho gets there and that car pulls up on Nacho. I was like, oh fuck, are they gonna kill Nacho? Do they know that he did that and that's when nothing happened with the pills?
That's what I was.
And then the guy's like, got my text and I was like, oh okay, no, something else.
Then he was aiming the gun like fucking 500 feet away. I'm like, no, like what are you doing? But yeah, I was a little worried for Nacho. He's by far my favorite.
So do you have anything you think's gonna happen in season 4? Do you have any idea, or anything you want to see happen in season 4?
I would like to see Nacho and Gus work together, and like, I want to see more Nacho.
Oh, you know what it could be? Did we ever see Mike's old partner? Because remember he mentions it when he was taking Jesse out there. He was like, I had a different partner.
I don't think we did.
What if Nacho's his partner? Because what if he goes and works with Gus, and then Mike and Nacho, because they already worked together a little bit in the past, and they got along.
Yeah.
So what if they become partners, and Gus, or maybe even Hector's like, oh, you went back on me, he gets him killed or whatever.
I could see that. Hector's a fucking dick.
Because that would also be another reason why Saul might be like, oh, his name's Ignacio, because like Saul and Mike are close. So if he's working with Nacho, that could get them together too.
Yeah, or maybe like. Hopefully Nacho doesn't die. Hopefully like he has to leave like Walt and doesn't have to come back.
That's what I told you earlier this season. I think that might happen.
And that's why that would be
and
when he says it wasn't me, it was Ignacio. Maybe they do something to get him out of there, but like something bad happens.
Yeah.
And then that's what they have.
Because that would also be the way to introduce how Saul knows that guy. And like someone else mentions it, so he helps Nacho get to that guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting if Nacho and Mike work together.
Yeah,
I don't think we ever saw Mike's partner, but he does mention a few times in Jesse. He's like, "You're not my partner. I used to have a partner," and like, I don't think they ever say. Really
and Mike likes Nacho. He's already looking out.
Exactly.
For him.
So I can see.
No, yeah, you might be honest.
Because especially because like he gets close.
Cool.
He gets close to his partners. Because at the end of Breaking Bad, when he's leaving right before Walt is an asshole again, and kills Mike.
Well, and like, how old do you think Mike's son is? Like Nacho's age?
Probably.
So he's probably he's a bit of a father figure.
Because what I was saying is like, right before he goes and dies, he says to Jesse, "Just get out now. You like stop dealing with this. You'll be good." like he gives him some advice, and then you see Walt seeing them talk together. He thinks they're planning, but really he's like giving him advice like, you don't want to become me, basically.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I think would be cool in season 4. Walt. I hate him. Rewatching Better Call Saul made me. I hated
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Forgot the show. Made me hate Walt like from the probably halfway through season 1. I was like, wow, all he is an asshole. He's just a lucky asshole the entire time.
I still like Walt.
And like I showed Taylor little clips of the end because she's seen little bits of him, not the full thing. So like I showed him making Hank die, like getting him killed. He got Jesse captured, and when Jesse got captured by the Nazis,
I like Jesse.
He walks up and he's like, oh, I forgot her name. Jessica Jones. He's like, I saw her die. I could have saved her, and I didn't. Like all this shit, everything.
And she's thrown up.
And then he calls his wife right before he kidnaps his daughter.
That's who he should have killed.
After he kidnaps it, yeah, I wish he would have killed her too. After he kidnaps his daughter, and they're like, "Where's Hank?" And he's like, "You're never gonna see Hank again. He crossed me. Just remember that." And like tries to scare them. There, start crying. I was like, "Wow, he's just such an asshole."
Yeah, but I still like him.
Yeah, I hate him.
I like
Jesse's my favorite in that. Nacho to me is kind of like the Jesse. He doesn't get his ass kicked, but they remind me like similar.
You know, I could see that they're nothing alike, but I can see
but you see what I mean?
Like Nacho's like a cool Jesse.
Yeah.
Because Jesse thinks he's cool, but he's
not.
not
At all. You know what would be cool too if we got to see like Badger and
I'd love to see Badger.
What's the other guy's name? I can't remember. They could even bring the
Skinny Pete.
Skinny Pete and then the big guy, Combo. If they brought all them back, because Combo's not dead yet, because it'd be before.
Yeah.
It would be pretty neat to see all that.
I mean, if they go anywhere with Crazy 8, you'd think eventually it would lead to.
Yeah, that's.
Or even that guy. What about Crazy 8's cousin, the guy that dies in the first episode?
Yeah, because he
was I'm pretty sure Chinese, and he was the cousin.
Yeah, but he was wasn't he Jesse's partner? Because he was. When Jesse's Captain Cook and they're at that house, he gets taken and Jesse leaves and like, oh, did you leave? And he's like, oh no, I wasn't there.
And if you remember, wasn't Crazy 8 the informant?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So that could lead to
Ignacio.
That could lead to meeting
Hank.
Yeah, Hank.
Yeah, or his partner.
Yeah, either one. So that would be. See, it's cool how like they're introducing all those, but all those people will tie into Breaking Bad.
Yeah, no, it's got to be the most well thought out show like ever.
Yeah,
because we know what happens, and they make it still interesting where you're like you're on the edge of your seat, and then like
there's certain people oh they're not gonna die or certain things can't happen to them, but then they introduce other side characters that lead to all that stuff.
But you still like
yeah. I this season made me like the show a lot.
I was already sold.
This is my favorite season of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the freshest in my mind, so yeah, probably.
And like I really like seeing like when he was doing all the schemes to like one to get the battery in his brother's pocket, and then also with like all the grandma stuff. I like seeing that because that's like more Saul, but then he kind of has a heart about it too, as Jimmy.
Yeah, like he didn't want to do that last one.
Yeah, but like I like seeing all that. It's interesting.
He didn't want to hurt, and not for the money. He didn't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing too. Now he's not getting that money because he did the right thing with those old ladies, so that's why
he'll get it eventually, though.
Yeah, that's maybe. I mean,
well, because he's still part of the deal. He'll still have to get the money.
Yeah, I suppose.
It'll just probably be like a year from now or whatever.
Like 10 years. Yeah, and they're all dead. And he's making Cinnabon.
It's true. So any last things you want to say about Saul?
I mean, I think we covered it.
I think we did a little more than covered it, to be honest.
I can't think of anything. Yeah, I mean, I hope the brother's dead.
I do too. If he's not dead, I'll be so pissed off.
Dead or maybe like really bad deformed. Like Freddy Krueger-ish.
Oh, and then he starts getting into Saul's dreams.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, so thanks for watching, Pleekers. Comment down below what you thought of Better Call Saul Season 3 and what you think is going to happen next season. And I believe that's it.
Next week, Preacher?
Next week, we'll be talking about Preacher. It's a 2-day premiere, so we'll probably do a video Sunday and Monday. If not, just do a big video on like Tuesday about it all. But yeah, so
I didn't realize it was 2 nights.
Yeah, we'll try.
She told me that.
I think after the 2 nights, it's going to be every Monday, but I'm not positive on that. But yeah, so after next week, we'll do a video every single week on Preacher. So that's over.
And then Jerome's going to brush up on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do some big Game of Thrones research so you can know what I'm talking about when I talk about Game of Thrones. I mean, you could probably barely understand me in this. I'm calling people Thrico and shit like that. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Come back next week for Preacher, and we'll see you guys later.